My wife might be cheating on me. I want a divorce, but it will destroy our lives. Part 5. Guys, this is the 5th and final part of our series. We're going to get a TLDR to catch you up on parts 1 through 4. So, OP told the husband of his wife's friend as she knew about and encouraged her affair against OP. The friend's husband confronted his wife and discovered no evidence of her own infidelity, but OP started seeing another woman. Sung. OP's wife is remorseful, but lost most of her social circle. OP confirms that marriage is over, but they are still married on paper.
There's some missing stuff in that TLDR. Mostly that we've learned that this guy is a demon that loves to torture his wife.
He sucks. He 1,000% sucks.
Revenge
Yes.
for slighting him.
Yes, he is.
He will not stop twisting the knife.
He is the literal worst, and he's creating a terrible environment for his children.
True. Think of the children.
Will
and
he,
he's seeing another woman.
And he's seeing another woman.
Mm-hmm.
Will he actually divorce? Will he actually change and become better, emotionally mature? Let's find the freak
Let's
out.
find out.
Hey, everyone. I think I might take a break from Reddit. I saw some YouTube videos on the story. Some of you told me about the TikTok. I really didn't expect this to reach TikTok or YouTube, and I didn't want it. Most of all, I'm not doing well mentally, so I need a break for some time. I'll update if something big happens, but this will be a very long update with some answers to your most asked questions, and at the end, since I didn't know when I'll post again. By the way, again, this comes from Outrageous Spread 8706 on the r/OKStorytime subreddit.
Time out. He is just like his wife. He loves attention.
Yes,
Oh, maybe that's why they were together for 11 years.
it makes sense. It makes sense. So, my wife's parents called me and my own kids on a video call on Monday. My wife was near us, but they didn't even want to hear from her. It was surreal. Her parents literally didn't mention her once while she was standing right there. They've asked me a few times via text about her, and there was a situation since she came back, but this call was focused on the kids. When my wife's brother joined the video call, my wife just went to her bedroom. The kids were laughing and having a good time. So overall, it was a positive experience for them. The kids are doing better and better each day. They still see the psychologist once a week, and she's happy with their progress. My older son still doesn't talk to my wife, but on Tuesday, there was a good moment between them.
That's nice.
After dinner, I had a work call. My wife was sitting at the dinner table. My older son came back to me like he does every day so I can check his homework. Since I was still on the call, or I pointed to my wife so that she could check it instead. Is he literally just like,
Point. You know the rules. When I point at you, you know what to do.
you have to do whatever my bidding.
It's on the
You
rules.
have to do it. It's on the rules. Didn't you see it? Didn't you? What? Oh, I thought you were pointing at a comment.
No, I was just pointing.
He handed her the homework and sat next to her. She checked it and it was all good. So he went to another subject's homework. I ended my call but didn't want to disturb them. He had a few mistakes and she told him the correct answers. They even talked a little about school. He thanked her and went to his room. After that, my wife's hand started shaking. She smiled. She thanked me for this, and I said, no problems. It was a good feeling seeing them interact like that. I'm not going to lie. Redemption arc, starting the first millimeter.
Idiot is like, what? You know what? I'm surprised. It was nice seeing
Dude.
my wife and my son interact positively, and he's probably too stupid to even like own up to the fact that he's a huge reason why his son has been unable to have any positive interactions with his mom.
Bingo. Bingo, bango. Yesterday, I came home from work and took the boys to their football practice. We stayed there, came home, and my wife was making dinner. I had plans with Sung. Of course you do. That's the chick he's banging, in case you didn't know.
So yeah,
I told my sons I'd be going out later and asked if they needed anything. They said no, just to bring them candies like always. I told them I'd come back after they were asleep and that they'd see the candies there in the morning. My wife was listening to all of this. My daughter was asleep. After my shower, I went downstairs, ready to leave. My younger son suddenly asked me to stay so we could play video games together. I told him we'd play tomorrow, but he started begging. Within 30 minutes, he went from asking for candies to, no, I want you to stay. Please, 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 Dad.
Aww.
So I stayed.
Okay.
He was happy, but my wife didn't react. I texted Sung to cancel. She had made a dinner reservation, and I'm pretty sure she was pissed, but what could I do? We played video games, my older son joined us, and we had a great time. After they went to sleep at 10 p.m., I texted Sung again, but she didn't respond. My wife was working on immigration papers for her job. Then I started wondering why my son had acted that way. It wasn't like him to make a scene. I suspected that my wife had asked him to tell me to stay. So I went to his room.
Don't wake him up.
I woke him up.
Dude.
She woke him up. He woke him up.
Dude.
Did your mom tell you to ask me to stay home? I smiled so he wouldn't feel worried.
This is just, you're so stupid for doing this, bro.
Dude.
Now you're pitting him against his mom.
Dude,
no matter what he answers, now the kid is doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You are a monster of
Dude.
a father.
Ask
Not
her.
even, I have no remorse for you anymore.
Right? He confirmed she did. I told him to sleep and I went to my bedroom. I was furious. I screamed into a pillow and punched another. Who does this?
The woman that's still in love with you and wants you to stop seeing the woman that you haven't explicitly told her about, but you've been playing games about it.
The one you've been intentionally torturing this whole time.
Yes.
And she destroyed my life, ruined our family, and here she was using our kids to manipulate me.
I wonder where she gets this from.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Maybe can you just like shut your brain off and be like, I like that my kid likes me. You just have to make this all about the war you're fighting with your wife that you won't divorce. I hate you, dude.
It all could be so simple.
Don't ever let me see you walking down the street, dude. I don't know what I'll do.
Or else you're going to be introduced to two friends, Ort and Cloud.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna just yeet you into the orc cloud with
Who
my
needs a space
bare hands,
blender when
with
you
my
can
Tom
blend it?
hands.
Ah!
I'm gonna get Tom Hands involved, and he's gonna launch you out of the atmosphere.
5th episode callback, baby. That's a whole hand. So she ruined our Opie says she ruined our family and our marriage. I said after everything, F it, I will bring her home because of the kids. I gave her a car so she can drive when she needs to. I am putting food in her ugly mouth where a fair partner's wiener was. I am paying for her effing individual counseling where she talks for 2 hours per session about how she felt when she was effing a dude 9 years younger while being a wife and a mother. What is the age of the person you're effing, sir?
Called it.
And they talk about her, as Opie says it, feelings, so she can understand why she allowed another wiener inside her. Oh, poor her. I paid for the agent so she could receive her work permit and all the papers, and she will start working next week. I am paying for a psychologist so our sons can forgive her. I talk every day with my older son to be better with her. And what do I get in return? She's using our kids to save our marriage. You literally set this up to happen.
Yeah. And I understand you're having, this is a war, and every single battle you've been winning, but anytime he loses a battle, he gets super upset. Like, if this was to happen, be like, okay, cool, I can bounce back. But he's like, oh my God, after everything I did. She's going to fight for this, dude. She's been trying to fight for this forever.
This is World War II. And then it's like, okay, guys, we've won and everything. And they're like, all right, let's send in double the troops. And everyone's like, what? We want, what should we get?
Honestly,
this would be like if we just kept dropping.
Yeah.
Did we just never stop dropping nukes?
No. Okay, this isn't World War II. Do It for Dan was World War II. This is the Cold War, where they have rumors of, I'm going to drop a nuclear bomb on you. I'm going to drop a nuclear bomb on you. And they're doing all these spy stuff behind each other's back.
That's a good point.
I know my wars. I
can't believe I'm defending this woman, but it's like,
no. They're both the a-hole. They both need to stop.
They're
both
the a-hole, but it's
well, at this point, it's like she's going to therapy to try to figure this out, and he's being like, she's talking about her feelings about why she put another wiener inside her. It's like, dude, that is such a little boy. You're a little boy.
Yes.
You're a little boy.
You're more of a little boy than your
little insecure
sons.
Boy, and you can't handle the fact that
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
But now she wants to be a wife again and a mother to our kids. I am really the biggest moron ever, Opie says. I went downstairs, took a glass of water, and sat at the kitchen island. I saw on her face that she knew she had effed up. I took a chair and sat near her. I don't think I've been this close to her since all of this happened. She didn't say crap because she knew what she did, and I could see in her eyes that she was scared. I asked her, what did you do? She tried to act stupid at first, but after 10 seconds, she admitted that she told our younger son to beg me to stay home. And boom, tears again. It's unbelievable how fast she can start crying. It's a pure talent.
Homie doesn't know what emotions are. That's crazy.
Literally. Unless they're his own.
Doesn't know what feelings are except for anger, rage, and vengeance.
Dude. I asked her, what is stopping me from sending you out on the streets after this? She said she did it because she knows I am meeting with someone and she is in so much pain because of that. She knows what she did was wrong. And then she said something like, if you were with an escort every night, it wouldn't hurt me in the same way. But you're with someone you like because you've been much happier in recent days. When you're on the phone, I see you smiling and you were always like this when we started dating. I told her that I'm seeing someone. She asked me who it was, and I told her you're a fair partner, sister.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, you suck. Like, here you are. It's like this is literally like saying your mom.
Well, and then this
But
is
it's worse.
again the only reason that the kid did this is because he was low, like he didn't come forward and was like, "Hey, I'm seeing somebody immediately." He was making it like a little secret.
Yes.
That wasn't a secret.
To leak it.
He was intentionally
whatever.
doing it in a way where she would be tormented by it. And it built up to a point where she asked her son to say that you don't want him to leave.
Yeah.
And so he did that to himself.
He did.
But now this is just all because of her.
Yeah.
Full circle.
But you primed it, my guy.
Yeah.
I hope on this. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, as kids say, but this is after you did it first.
Yeah.
Facts.
Literally.
And I hope on this good green earth that someone will find this post and send it to that girl you're seeing so she knows that you're being used. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Please. She kept crying and I started to laugh. Then she said that she loved me when I was no one, when I had nothing, and when I was at my lowest, she was the only one there for me. That's true, to be honest, but what do I have from that now? She asked me, do you have spicy sleep? And I said, more times than you and a fair partner had. That destroyed her, and she started to show again, walking around the dining room in the kitchen crying like a toddler. God, evil. Then she had the courage to tell me that we could start over somewhere else, just us and the kids. She begged me to give her a proper chance to show that she loves me, saying she doesn't know what else she can do to prove it. She claims she's doing everything, but I've already made my decision and won't give her a chance. I would wait 20 years if you needed me to, doing whatever you needed every day, but you aren't giving me a chance to show you that. And then she ended with, I still know you love me just like I love you. Whoever you are seeing is just a rebound because you're hurt. I will personally help you stop hating me to be okay again, like for OP to be okay again. I will help you love me enough so we can try again. This made my blood boil. I had had enough. I told her every insult I could think of. I said, yeah, I'm hurt, but I'm also enjoying myself currently. She looks 10 times better than you ever have, especially now. She's not a poor, broke, lazy F like you, and she never cheated on her husband while having 3 kids. And you know what? She's young. She can give me more kids, and the only thing I can give you are divorce papers.
Are you sure about that? Because you could have given it to her, I don't know, weeks ago.
Prince X says, I would cheat on this man. Yes.
Yeah.
Bro officially deserves it. Bro officially. I think all of the stuff he's done is now added up to be worse than the freaking cheating.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
Well, it's
all
like
of this stuff.
Just imagine all the times he's been like this about other things that were like more asinine or trivial. It's like clearly this is a big reaction over a big deal.
Yes.
And it's wrong to cheat. But imagine, he described his wife as like is basically perfect, except he found out that she cheated. But like imagine she does anything wrong, right? It's like, oh, she didn't rinse the vegetables properly.
Yep.
And now he's going to go off on a little micro tirade about how
You want me to die?
You know what? You don't pay attention to details, and it's probably because you're like a woman and don't have a job. So,
dude.
I mean, just little things.
Whatever
like
it is.
This guy's perspective and his attitude is probably so abysmal all the time.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
And after 11 years, after a death by a million paper cuts like those, was she like, not to justify it again, but was she like, wow, I finally want someone who's going to give me attention without it being attached to some sort of mechanism of control or something like that?
Oh my God. And she's influenced by her we haven't even considered like the fact that her parents cut her off like that, like a snap. Her wanting to be, she's like, I don't even know why I cheated on you because you're like so great. It's like, is that a conditioned behavior that she learned from her family? Because like she can't step out of line with her family clearly at all, or else they might just like cut her off. Like, so it's like, yeah, I think you cheated on your wife because you don't like him and he sucks.
Winkle says, if John, I have a girlfriend, Fry, is now saying cheat, OP is clearly in the wrong. Schmed says, honestly, hate everything he said, but he's been pushed to this. She wouldn't just stop. He's still an a-hole for everything he just said, though. Yeah, again, like both are a-holes here. Don't get me wrong, and there's like a lot of other stuff. Jellyba says she said she did it for attention. Undoubtedly, it was for attention that wasn't his control. And Kim Roberts says, I really wish we could get her side. I wonder how he was before the affair. Yeah, 100%. Like, again, both wrong on both sides, both a-hole on both sides. But again, OP just keeps twisting a knife, and he is not at all the person he thinks he is. He is such a piece of crap. Kimberly Fine says she was perfect before because that's the only acceptable perception up until cheating, which is such a blatant insult he can't ignore, so it now appears out of left field. Yeah, breakdown. I don't 100% understand that.
So
can you break that down?
Basically, before this cheating, she was perfect, and that was the only acceptable thing. Like, she had to be perfect.
You were only allowed to be perfect,
and everything she did was fine or perfect, or in his eyes.
Yes.
And now, since it was so out of left field, he's like, I have to pull out all the big guns and nukes and do all this
and that's
horrible
a big
things.
Narcissist or sociopath sort of behaviors. It's like once you feel like you've been slighted, you are incapable of letting it go.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's what this guy's doing.
Yes.
He couldn't let it go to the point where he like was then trying to sabotage that other woman's marriage. He could have just for him. That was just for him.
And that was like the most side quest details of this whole thing.
Yeah.
But he still had to explode their marriage.
Because he felt disrespected.
Yeah. Not because it's like, oh, let me make sure he knows that. We know the real reason was because he wanted to mess it up.
Yep.
Crazy.
Vengeance.
So, getting back to it, Opie says, I just left after this and jumped into my car so I wouldn't break everything in the house. Dude, anger issues. She ran barefoot to stop me and started to apologize. Luckily, it was late, so I hope the neighbors didn't see or hear us. When I was driving, she started to call and text me, begging me to come back. I noticed that Sung told me that she was with my friend's fiance and some other friends. I told her, okay. After that, I put my phone down and kept driving to the city. Sung sent me a few more texts, but I didn't notice them at first. She called me asking what happened. I told her it was nothing, but she could tell I was angry, so I explained everything. She told me to come to her place, saying she'd leave immediately to meet me. I agreed. We basically arrived at her place at the same time. We didn't have spicy sleep. We talked from 11:30 p.m. till 4 a.m. She's a great listener, not going to lie. I went home around 5 a.m. My wife was sleeping on the couch. She woke up when she heard me and tried to talk. I checked on the kids. They were all sleeping like babies. I didn't sleep at all, but I wasn't tired, just angry. I went for a run on the tread. Like, dude, after 6 hours.
All he knows how to feel is anger and hate and
literally and resentment,
feelings of being slighted.
Dude,
oh my gosh,
all he can feel is bad.
I went for a run on the treadmill and took a shower. When the kids woke up, I texted Melody to let her know that I'd drive them to school before heading to work. Later today, when I got back from work, my sons were playing outside. I'd asked them about their day, and I told them that I was tired and needed sleep. Prince X says, my husband, I would be gay just to cheat on this man.
That's what her husband said.
That's so funny. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My older son came with me. My daughter jumped at me when I opened the door. I talked a little with Melody while my wife stood there watching me. She looked like she didn't belong. I went to my bedroom, and my older son followed. We heard our daughter looking for us. She peeked through the door, so cute, and kept me awake for 30 minutes while we played and laughed. Then I called my younger son, and the four of us ended up in the bed together. I woke up 3 hours later to see them all still sleeping around me. It was the best sleep of my life. I took a picture of them immediately. These are the moments why I wake up at every day at 6 a.m. That doesn't happen.
To provide for your family, to go to work?
I don't even know what he's talking about anymore.
That's what he's like, this is the reason I wake up and go to work. Yeah, hey, buddy, you're not a hero, dude.
Congratulations. Well, hey, he has a job. Did you know he wakes up every day and does a job?
You're not a hero, my guy.
That's crazy. Imagine someone waking up every morning to work a job.
That's crazy. Huh. I can't imagine that.
I got to pause for a second. I have a crazy story that happened to me while I was away for Thanksgiving. So I was home and I was like, you know what? Let's go to the sawmill, guys. Let's cut some wood. And my grandpa was there, my uncle.
Is this something you do just for fun?
At this point, yeah.
It's part of his brand.
Yeah, he misses it.
Yeah, I do, honestly. And my grandpa's like with the chainsaw cutting the wood. So he's on the tree. He's like getting ready to... And he misses the tree and hits his leg.
So what?
And he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, dude, No, you were literally, I can see red coming out of your pants. You got to go to this place. And he's like, no, I'll just super glue it. I'm like, no more super gluing. We're making this happen right now. He's like, where do I go? And I was like, I'm so glad you asked me.
ZocDoc!
Woo! That's right. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you.
And instantly book appointments with them online.
And y'all, these docs have verified reviews from real, actual patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists.
And you can filter for ones that take your insurance.
And basically treat you for any condition you're searching for.
And the typical wait time, Sam, to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is just between 24 and 72 hours.
Sometimes, John, even the same day.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Guys, I use ZocDoc. We use ZocDoc. You should use ZocDoc too.
Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the show. When I went downstairs, my wife was sitting alone in the dark living room. Her eyes were red. She looked like a zombie. Honestly, she scared the crap out of me.
Dude, it's all these little things about him trying to demean the wife. Like,
exactly.
And the way that he also earlier was like, she ran barefoot after me. Like adding that little detail because it makes her sound like more desperate or like more whatever. Like it makes her look lower.
Yeah. Every little chance he gets, every molecule.
He never misses one.
Every molecule. I turned on the lights and told her the kids were asleep. She said she knew and didn't want to wake them. She had prepared the table and served me dinner. This is just, God. I sat down to eat and she barely touched her food. I don't know what the F is wrong with me, but I felt sorry for her. Yes.
He's like, I don't know what came over me, but suddenly I felt empathy.
Dude.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Bro.
I had a moment of empathy. Jesus.
I told her the dinner was very good. She thanked me, and that's all we said to each other. I think she knows I feel sorry for her, not in the way she wants, but because she's ruined her life.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's only doing this because she is now over it, and she's coming to that. So now he's going to reel her in. He's doing this to himself, so he's buying into it so we can reel her back in and then hurt her again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bingo.
This dude
Bingo.
This dude is like, he's getting shredded in the orc cloud, dude. I don't know. This is
Straight
like
shredded.
a new level.
Sorry.
There needs to be a new thing for him.
Orc Cloud 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
What's the upgrade?
He can't get thrown into the black hole because I want him to still exist. He needs to suffer.
He has to stay. What if the Orc Cloud 2.0 is he stays alive and feels the pain?
No,
while
you know
he's
what this
in the
is?
blender?
This is circling back. This is Tartarus. Throw him in the pit of Tartarus and let him stay there
Which
for
is,
all
again,
eternity. The disc under the world.
The disc under.
Or
It's
the
like,
under the disc of the world.
It's like a under earth jail hell.
Yeah, Tartarus is like the prison of all prisons. And it's
the prison
like,
of all prisons.
so he doesn't get shredded. He doesn't turn into space. He gets to suffer in the worst, like mythologically terrible, awful prison of all time.
I like it. I hope she moves on and finds happiness with someone else, but she clearly doesn't want that. Melody told me that while I was at work, my wife didn't eat anything all day. When Melody offered her some food, my wife cried and told her to leave. Later, Melody heard loud noises from my room, like she was breaking something. I'll be observing her more because you're driving her insane.
Yeah.
I'll be observing her more closely these days because she's giving off weird vibes. Part of me wants to serve her divorce papers immediately, while another part feels sorry for her and tells me to wait to see how things develop over the next few months. There's no right decision here. Whatever I do, I won't feel 100% correct. At the end of the day, this is my reality, and I have to live with it. To all the keyboard warriors, I'd happily switch lives with you so you can show me how you deal with this.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be happy about it. You'd be angry about it.
Angry because
you'd be
that's all
angry
you can
and
do.
mad and vengeful because you'd realize that your life, you're like, I like my old life better, and now I'm mad. So then you're gonna go get revenge on yourself.
Yep, you'll never stop.
This guy.
So OP has some FAQs apparently. So I will answer some of your questions. You ask me daily about the same things in DMs and comments. So here's the answers. Why doesn't my wife have a residency / legal status where we live? She is an expatriate. She doesn't work and needs to work for a few years to obtain permanent residency. That's the law here. Since she and I agreed that she would be a stay-at-home mom, a spousal visa is her only option. She renews it at the immigration office every year, which, by the way, means that her getting the spousal visa, he can end their marriage. Another thing to control over her. Yet another thing. Yet another thing.
This guy
Little note.
just what a 180 he's done.
What a 180, buddy. She renews it at the immigration office every year, which takes about 10 minutes, pays a small fee, and has never had any problems. Why doesn't she have bank account assets or anything in her name? Why did she give me all the financial control? Opie says, believe it or not, that was partly her idea. She comes from a very religious Orthodox family where the father is the head of the household and handles finances. I took care of all the financial matters, bills, payments, investments, while she focused on the kids and on the house. This agreement worked for both of us. When we moved to Asia, we lived in a different country where she had a bank account because she was working online and earning an income. After our oldest son was born, we moved to this country and she stopped working because I was earning significantly more. It's also not easy for her to open a bank account on a spousal visa here. It's possible, but not straightforward in every bank branch. She didn't care about this because she had access to my account and bank cards. She also can't own a home on a spousal visa either. I bought her a car as a gift for her 33rd birthday. She had owned a car in her name before that, but she wanted a specific used SUV. I gave her the money and she bought it herself. This time I wanted the car to be a surprise, so I didn't put it in her name. Sure. After that, we didn't really care about whose name was on it as she was the only one driving it anyways. Honestly, but I think OP mentioned all the other cars were in his name. So honestly, she has never been interested in money or assets. Why do I share this on Reddit? Initially, I needed advice because no one besides my best friend knew what I was going through. I didn't expect this to turn into such a big thread. Like any story on Reddit, some of you probably think it's fake. I wish it was. When I post my final update, I might provide evidence. For example, text between me and my wife and the affair partner, or her letters, if my lawyer gives me the green light. Venting here has also been therapeutic for me, and it only takes 30 minutes to write, so it's no big deal. Why do I think my wife did all of this? It's hard to say. I don't think it was for attention. She claims she has no idea why she did it, and I believe her. The second time she cheated was definitely for attention. And again, clarity. Same person she cheated for. She slept with him 4 times, for clarity. The other 2 times after that, in my opinion, she was too stubborn and scared to admit that she had done something horrible. She tried to make herself the victim in my ex-friend's eyes. Will Sung meet the kids? Oh, no. She kind of knows them already. She's seen them a few times over the years since we met. However, I have no plans to introduce her officially to them anytime soon. What did wife and I fight about during our marriage? Over 11 years, we had very few arguments and only one resulted in us not speaking together for a few days. Most fights were about her being jealous. Her rule was that we never went to sleep without solving a problem, and things were usually okay after a few hours. Our fights were about me working on weekends, spending more time with our sons and our daughters. Our disagreements about our friends. Otherwise, I'd say we were happy 99% of the time. The biggest fight we had was in the summer of 2022. I invested a large sum of money into a business with my brother in my home country without telling her. She did not like the business idea because she thought it was unnecessary since we were already doing well financially, but mostly she was angry I didn't inform her beforehand.
So lack of communication.
Wonder where that comes from. That was my fault. She didn't talk to me for these 3 days.
Dakota shut down.
Even though we still slept in the same bed. Eventually, she sincerely apologized for ghosting me and explained that she just wanted to prove her point. After that, things are pretty great. What would my wife's reaction be if she found out I'm still seeing Sung? She would absolutely...
No. Not I'm still. That's just I'm. That's just I'm. She already knows, dude.
She already knows.
What do you mean?
Brother.
You know why I'm so mad right now?
Talk to me.
Because I feel like we're not going to get an actual end to this story right now. We're going to go through these FAQs, and he's going to be like, anyways, wish me luck. Bye. And I'm going to be real mad.
I think that's where we're headed. She would absolutely hate me for knowing that he's still seeing Sung. She already isn't the biggest fan of my friend's fiance. She knows Sung, but not very well. Why would people ask this?
Oh, wait. No, she doesn't know that he's seeing Sung. I forgot. He lied. That's my bad.
Oh,
he lied. He lied. He just knows. She just knows. Yeah.
But to the spirit of what you were saying, she definitely knows that he's still seeing someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, who do I find more attractive, Sung or my wife? Opie says my wife was stunning, when she was younger.
Get out of here.
Of course, had to do a dig.
Get out of
You
here.
literally said she looked
my
good
God.
during the whole debacle. My God.
Oh my God.
I was obsessed with her because she wasn't a gold digger or a party girl, and she helped me pay off my debts early in our relationship. She's 35 now, and after 3 kids, she obviously doesn't look the same. Before I found out about the affair partner, she still looked great. She always took care of herself, hair, nails, smelling good, etc. She mostly wore casual clothes and had a gorgeous smile. She was always the prettiest woman in my eyes. Now after D-Day, she looks terrible.
Bro did not just call that D-Day. Shut
D-Day.
the hell up,
He called
dude.
it D-Day because he's got a tiny D.
Yeah.
She lost a lot of weight.
Micro D.
Micro D-Day. That's his day every day. She lost a lot of weight, has huge eye bags, and her hair is messy. Sung, on the other hand, is different. Really, you don't say. She's tall for an Asian woman. My God. 172 to 173 centimeters and usually wears high heels and full makeup. Her hair, nails, and body are always perfect. If I compare my wife when we first met versus Song now, Song probably wins. Right now, the difference is enormous. My God.
Stop.
Do I plan to move to another country or go back to Europe? No, there's no chance. My life is here. The only way I'd leave is if my wife somehow got custody of the kids and moved back to Europe. Do I love my wife? Unfortunately, yes.
In a messed up, effed up way.
I'm surprised he admits it.
I don't even think he knows what that means, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I don't think he
I
does.
think the reason that he's saying that is so that he can justify him being so tormented in his own head.
Yeah, and
He's like, yeah, I do love my wife, which is why it hurt me so much, and
And
that's why I'm doing all this.
he constantly brings up everything he's done for her, and he's like, oh, of course I love her. Of course. I got her a car. I got her, get her this new job. I got her do this. I let her stay in my house. Well, I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, did you listen to her?
And did you know that your actions and what you do for people isn't just love? You have to there's more than that. There's more than that.
Wait,
Mm.
you're telling me I can't just like for example like give someone money but then use that to like manipulate and control them and then it's bad?
Yeah.
What?
It turns out that is bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, this guy's also, it's for him to be like, my wife looks ugly now after you've literally put her through the most intense emotional ringer of all time, and you continue to do so.
Yes.
And now you're
Yes.
like, yeah, she's got eye bags and she doesn't look as good anymore. She's not taking care of herself.
Yeah, you made her
'Cause
cry every day for the last 30 days.
You're making her sick, dude.
Literally.
You are.
Ooh, here we go.
Talk to me.
A wife.
Keiko90 says, Kyoko says,
Kahoko.
Coco, thank you. Coco90 says, a wife is a mirror of the way her husband treats her. Mirka Weist says, you can say that for any partner relationship. Mirka Weist says, saying he still loves her as an excuse to keep feeling entitled to continue this crap. That part.
Exactly.
That part.
Exactly.
So, do I love my wife? Unfortunately, yes. I can't erase the more than 11 years of loving her and having a great life together just like that. But what good does that do me now? Take care, everyone. Your comments, both positive and negative, and advice help me a lot. Thank you sincerely.
Thank God
The
we have
story's
an
not over.
update.
But we have an update.
Thank God.
We have an update.
Okay. I was really upset because I felt like it was going to end after that, and I
Yeah.
was like,
See ya.
not going to be cool about
Yeah.
it. Wow. Okay. I think we know exactly where we stand with all this right now.
Yep. So, update. Very good last 10 days, finally.
I bet for you.
Yeah, for you. I started seeing a therapist. The reason I wanted to do this was the last fight when my wife used my younger son to stop me from leaving the house to see Song. In that moment, I felt an incredible amount of anger. I had written in previous posts that I was crazy when I was younger. I was always fighting, especially after I started participating in Taekwondo. I trained in Taekwondo for about 2 years. I learned how to fight and wasn't scared of anyone. However, after a few years and once I got into college, I learned to control myself. I can even say that my wife helped me a lot when I met her, helping me avoid any kind of problems, I can imagine. But when our last fight happened, I felt like I could destroy the house. For the first time in 10 years, I felt I might do things that no one should ever do. I'm not ashamed to admit that I realized I needed help. I've never raised my hand against a woman in my life, but I had a feeling my wife was truly scared of me that night for the first time since we met.
I would like to say you should be ashamed of that.
Yes.
You're like, I'm not ashamed of it. You should be ashamed. You should
Yes.
feel shame.
Yes. You should feel
deeply
a lot
ashamed.
of shame for that and the other 47 things that we just read that you've been doing to slowly torture your wife.
And guilty, too.
And guilty. But I digress. I don't want that, Opie says. Even after everything she did to me, I don't want that. At the end of the day, even if I just broke things in the house, I have kids, I can't behave like that. Literally, absolutely not even freaking close. Anyway, I talked to a therapist and explained everything. She said she would love to work with me. When I told her about my wife's affair and that I didn't break anything, just yelled a few times, she told me that I should be proud of myself. At first, I was like, what the F? But she explained that she's had many cases where bad things happened after a husband discovered his wife's infidelity. After hearing that, I actually did feel proud of myself.
Who are you? What is this
that's-
therapist?
Look, the therapist is playing the long game. She knows, or whoever they are, knows how to talk to this guy.
Right.
And that's what he needed to hear to stay in therapy.
Reel him in, and then eventually it's like, hey, you know how we've been working together and stuff? This is really what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Do you realize that? And he's like,
yes.
I hope and pray. I think you're right.
Ugh.
I think you're right, though. I hope
Golly,
and pray, though.
I mean, why are we playing the comparison game? And I'm proud of you.
Right?
What?
Right?
No, it's just you're developing rapport. You're establishing a relationship between the therapist and the client. Like that was an expert move.
If it works, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
If it
Because
works, then
now
I'm
he's
happy
going
in
to
these
be able to
days.
tell her more stuff, right?
Yes.
He's like, she made me feel good. I like that. I guess I'll tell her more stuff.
I've got my fingers crossed for it. So my biggest problem is my schedule. I work until 3 or 4 p.m. Then I go home, take the kids to football practice, their friend's place, or to the psychologist. I don't have much free time, but she said that we can have our sessions over video calls if I'm too busy during the day. The first session was not on video. I talked for literally 2 hours without stopping. She was writing notes and asking questions. The next session was the following day, and it was pretty good as well. She recommended a lot of things to help me sleep better and manage my anger in situations like the one with my younger son. One interesting thing was how much she wanted to know about Sung. She even asked if I'd let her see messages between me and Sung. I told her that we've been in texting for at least 30 days. She said she wouldn't read everything, but wanted to see a few things. I handed her my phone while she gave me a survey to fill out. After about 15 minutes of reading, she asked me how I feel about Sung. I told her I find Sung attractive, smart, and very funny, but I don't have emotional feelings for her. She asked if that's because I still love my wife. I told her it wasn't. I just needed time to truly start loving someone, and I'm not sure I'll ever be able to do that. Then she asked if I thought Sung has emotional feelings for me. I said I don't think so, but she told me she believes Sung might have feelings for me. She then asked about our intimacy and how things are when we're together. The therapist explained why she thinks Sung has feelings for me. 1, Sung has a great salary, is independent, looks amazing, and comes from a stable family. Okay. 2, she's been single for a while. 3, she's initiated the conversation from the beginning. The therapist thinks my friend's fiance may have given her tips. 4, she initiated the spicy sleep, plans our dates, and spends free time listening to me talk about my problems. Okay, so those all reasons being like, hey, she's basically a catch. She could kind of have anyone. So if she continues seeing you, she probably is like really into you.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. The therapist said that a woman like Song with all her qualities wouldn't invest so much time and energy into supporting me, being available whenever I call or text, and initiating intimacy unless she has deeper motives. According to her, this friends with benefits arrangement is something I want, but it's not what Sung wants. She's only going with it while I figure things out with my wife. Obviously, this is just a therapist's prediction based on what I've told her and the messages that she read, but she seems pretty confident. She even asked me how Sung and I behaved around each other when I was happily married, and if the spicy sleep with Sung is different from what it was with my wife. Now, at the end of the session, the therapist proposed something, that I should meet with Sung or call her and explain that I'd like to go no contact for 10 to 15 days.
Interesting. Intriguing.
What are you cooking on, Miss Therapist?
I don't know. I truly don't.
Yeah,
but she's cooking.
Do we think this is a good idea?
I think so, because okay, sorry. This is my thought process. Boom. He just got out of a relationship. He feels super stressed. He gets into something else, and he has not given himself enough time to really think or reflect on how he feels about this new romantic relationship. Thus, he may be misusing the person. I think after 10 to 15 days of not seeing her, he's going to kind of like, it's like going cold turkey. He's always had someone to have sex with. This is like his cold turkey. Now he's going to be like, okay, how do I actually feel about this person? Am I using them for this, or do I care?
I think that's right.
Yeah, I Very interesting. Thank God he's seeing this person. My goodness. Anything at this point is a help.
Yeah.
She said to tell Sung that I need this time for my kids and my mental health. She explained the potential outcomes. 1, if Sung rejects the idea outright, it means that she definitely wants to be more than friends with benefits and doesn't want this arrangement anymore, the friends with benefits one. 2, if she accepts without complaints, then she truly has no feelings for me. 3, if she accepts but has questions or isn't happy about it or goes along with it for my sake, then she definitely has feelings. I wasn't sure why I should do this. I like spending time with her, so what's the problem? Many things. The therapist reminded me, you don't like her in an emotional way, right? I confirmed that I didn't, and she said that would be a great way to see how both Sung and I react. If I couldn't go 15 days without contacting her, then I've likely developed feelings too. She told me to let her know if I decided to do it. The next day, after work, I called Sung and I asked to meet. We hadn't seen each other for a few days because I've been super busy, but we had been texting a lot. I explained the situation and told her I needed 2 weeks of space to sort out my head and everything at home. Her reaction was interesting to say the least. She asked, does this mean you're thinking about forgiving your wife? I said, no way. She then asked, what's the problem if I send you some messages during the day, even if we can't see each other? I promise you I won't bother you, but it doesn't feel normal to just stop talking for 15 days. I told her I don't have a problem with her sending a few messages, but I'm just overwhelmed and need to figure out what I want for my life. Then she asked, do you regret being intimate with me?
Oh, she definitely has feelings.
Sung's got feelings. Somebody call Sung. She's got feelings.
Yep. Tell her what she's about to get into.
Oh. I said no. She asked, are you scared I might tell someone about us? At the end of the conversation, I gave up and told her to forget about my proposal and that nothing would change. She seemed a little confused, but accepted it. Afterwards, we had an amazing session in bed.
Stop! Make it stop, dude.
This guy's so
God,
hateable. It's crazy.
He's such a teenager.
He's the most hateable dude I've ever read.
Just by the way, guys, I had sex again.
By the way, I'm a cool guy. I do the nasty.
This guy definitely has a fedora. I don't care.
Maybe he's like super hot. Honestly, have we considered that yet?
I have one person in my head who this may be.
Astoundingly hot, and he knows karate. Dude, he's a cool guy. No, he's not. This guy sucks.
This guy sucks.
Ugh.
Gorgeous guy. Smallest micro wiener.
Oh, yeah, definitely drives a huge truck. F Ford 50, whatever, 5,000.
That's what I'm
That's
thinking.
why Sung likes him so much. That's her kink.
Mm,
Little micro.
Could be,
I
could
feel
be, could
bad.
be.
Okay, another thing too. Sorry, I feel bad for Sung because this guy's probably putting on all the charismatic things that he can to get into this relationship. She doesn't know. She's been single for a while. So she's like, oh, the nice guy that looks like he has nice money. He probably has a lot of money because he can afford a nanny. She doesn't know what she's getting herself into.
Dude. Now afterwards, we had a mating session in bed and everything went back to normal between us. Later, I called my friend. He's known Sung much longer than I do, and as his fiance and Sung are best friends, I asked him if he knew whether Sung had said anything about me or to him or his fiance. He said, bro, I don't know. You should ask Kay, his fiance, if she's willing to tell you. As far as I know, Sung talks about you a lot with Kay, and she really likes you. That's very obvious.
Yo, his tone is like so like over him. He's like, bro, I don't know. Why don't you go talk to her? All I hear is her talk about you, you idiot.
Yeah.
She clearly likes you.
And this is such a red flag so soon after getting like a divorce or whatever this is, and then exactly seeing someone. Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
I said this to my therapist, and she told me she knew this would be Sung's reaction. She advised me to be very careful about what I'm doing and to ask myself what I truly want. She is shocked at how fast I am dealing with everything. Almost 2 months ago, I found out my wife was cheating, and now here I am, broken but doing the same thing. I mean, you are broken and doing the same thing. The therapist told me that what really matters is what the kind of person I am. She said she could see that I'm a very direct person, someone who won't play the pick-me dance. Ooh, pick me. I'm a pick me girl. Ooh, pick me. Don't do it.
I'd pick you, John.
I'd pick you too, Dakota.
Hey.
Aw.
No kiss.
Look at us.
Make out.
Hey, ready? Split screen.
Beautiful. But at the same time, she believes I have a huge ego, which helps her understand my mindset right now. Okay, so he's starting to get some of it. She said he has a huge ego, which is true. She's worried that I'm moving so fast because in my mind, I want to show my wife and everyone else that no one is a better option than me. She thinks that I'm trying to prove that I don't care about my wife's infidelity, when he actually really does.
Oh, God, that's so satisfying
Yes.
to hear her say that.
However,
Ah.
she also believes I might suffer much more in the near future than I have in these past 2 months. She said this is because I'm still not fully aware of what my wife did and the implications of what I'm doing right now with her, Sung, the kids, and myself. Since that meeting, Sung and I have met a few times after work. I enjoy her company. I really do. She's funny as heck. I'm always in a good mood around her. She has so much patience for me, and she's incredibly bubbly, smiling, and laughing. But I just can't imagine myself in any kind of relationship right now. If I didn't have kids, maybe it would be different, but with my wife still at home.
Absurd.
Kids who need me almost every hour. My heart being broken and my lack of trust in anyone. Yeah, no way.
You don't have a heart, dog. That's what's broken about it. Is it's
You
just
mean
an
the
empty pit?
Yeah, the
inside
deep
of
fried
you.
turd in your chest. Is that what you're
Yeah.
referencing? Is that what you're talking about, dude? My God, that piece of charcoal.
Yeah. Straight up.
God, I don't want to give Sung any false hope for the future, even though I enjoyed spending time with her. So I'm confused about what to do. For now, we will see where things go. My wife started working. She works from home, which I'm glad about. It keeps her busy. Her behavior has changed significantly since our last fight. She avoids me, and when she's not working or cooking, she either spends time in her room or goes out with the kids. It's clear that she's really hurt after my confession. Melody mentioned a few times that she's been crying. Also, I feel like Melody was at first probably like, oh, she cheated on you, let me help with the kids. But now she's like, yo, OP's like a monster.
Yeah,
And like,
she's
hey, did you know that she's like constantly crying like every day and like
And then
sad all
he's
the
just
time?
like, will you tell her that she's breaking the rules?
Hey, she
Can you tell her that she's breaking the rules by
Hey,
doing that?
Did you see section 3? I said, no. Over the weekend, she needed help with the scanner, but she didn't want to ask me, so she asked Melody instead. Melody didn't know how to fix it, but my wife still wouldn't ask me. She even went on Google to find the answer to avoid OP, basically. When I saw what she was doing, I stepped in, fixed the problem. She didn't say anything, but her look said, do you help the other girl in the same way? Stop interpreting these looks. It's not words.
You know what her look probably said?
Talk to me.
I hate you. She's starting to hate
Hell
you
yeah.
now.
Hell yeah.
You've reached maximum a-hole meter,
Yes.
and now she can't help it. She's gonna hate you.
You deserve it, my friend. Maybe it's better that we have this kind of distant relationship. Barf. Today, I came home early from work and saw my wife had connected her laptop to the TV and show our kids pictures of us. Pictures from when we started dating, when she was pregnant with my older son, and other memories. Even my older son was sitting on the couch watching, but as soon as I walked in, she turned it off and went to her room.
Wait a minute. There's no way he's acting like that's like, I don't know why she would do that. Because she's probably thinking that you would be like, how dare you manipulate our children with pictures of us from the past, trying to get them to like you, or want us back together. It's like everything that she ever does is wrong. You are the one you know what? You've made the bed, and now you have to lie in it. Damn!
You did that.
I'm okay.
You did that.
We're good.
You
Let's
could
keep
have. You
going.
could have not had to do that. So I also heard that she started talking to her mother again. Her father told me, the one who disowned her. Remember, disowned and blocked her. Apparently, her mother called her, told her how disappointed both she and her father are, and then she needs to start behaving better.
Oh,
They're in
great.
some kind of communication now, but Nam told me my wife doesn't care much because she's disappointed in how her mother reacted when she confessed everything. Yeah, cutting her off is too extreme. Her father and brother still refuse to talk to her. The kids are doing great. Both sons see the psychologist. My younger son loves going, while the other son doesn't enjoy it as much, but at least he talks to her. Yeah, he's forced to confront his feelings like OP doesn't want to, too. He started talking a little with my wife, mostly about school, and he's polite with her. I guess that's progress. My daughter is as wonderful as ever. My wife continues her independent counseling sessions and is stuck to her self-imposed rules, sharing her location, keeping her social circles closed, avoiding certain friends, attending football practices, etc. I don't like it. It's still weird for me to see her like this. I'm not sure what to expect from her. I think she's controlling herself because I no longer leave the house at night, so she hopes I'm no longer physical with anyone. She also knows she has no moral ground to confront me after everything she's done. So while she's quiet with her words, her behavior speaks quite loudly. If you guys want to speak loudly with fun, good liveness with us, then tap our profile and join us every weekday live at 3 p.m. VST.
That's right.
Do that.
Oh.
We have a titch more.
Can you show me what he said one more time at the
Yeah,
end?
yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah.
Can you show me that? Absolute.
So she also knows she has no moral ground to confront me after everything she's done.
After everything she's done. What was it that she did, right? She did one thing.
Yep.
She did one thing 4 times, right?
Yep.
She doesn't even know why, right? Nobody wants to figure out why.
No one wants to investigate.
You just saw that as a green light to become,
Sociopathic evil monster?
Yeah. I couldn't think of
Is that
a
what it
funny reference, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're like, oh, I get to cosplay as a jailer in the Tower of London, circa
Literally.
medieval times. Like, you are torturing this woman. And you're still harping on after everything she did to me. Which, by the way, buddy, you did it. You've done this to you.
Yes.
Her manipulating your son, you did that.
It's because of what you did. You did the same thing first.
You straight up manipulated her into manipulating your son. And you're so self-absorbed with being a perfect narcissist that you can't even see that you did it.
Bingo.
Damn.
Bingo.
Damn.
Would we have ever thought in the beginning of this series, Dakota,
No.
that this would have happened?
I'm going to talk in a funny voice now, like Bane, because I need to do something funny. This is Bane going to the zoo.
Oh.
Hey, Batman, look, there's an orangutan over there, Batman. You know, those are my favorite animals, Batman. I love orangutan.
Okay. No, I did not expect to, for this guy to be the most evil guy I've ever talked about.
This story should have been titled, "You'll End Up on the Cheater's Side. You'll See Why."
Yeah, honestly,
that's this story.
That should have been the title.
Yeah.
I want like a picture of us before, like in the beginning of the story, like, oh my God. And then after, like,
yeah. Yeah.
like-
Show how we are at rest at the beginning, and then like halfway through episode 4, just like completely
Actually,
dead inside.
Duchess Cassandra, seriously, someone hug poor Dakota. Let's do a group hug to heal at the end of the story,
the
and
end,
then
yeah,
do
yeah.
the sign off.
yeah.
I think that's what we should do. All right, let's finish this godforsaken story. So, my older son has a birthday in December, and my daughter is just 4 days later. He's already asked if we'll go on a trip during the holidays. Before all this happened, my wife and I had plans to take them to Europe for skiing and to visit family. I still want to take the kids, but not with her. Staying with her in Austria or Switzerland for 10 days would be a complete nightmare. Honestly, I'd rather swim with the sharks.
I'd rather you swim with sharks too.
That would be great. I would literally love to see that. I would
swim with
pay
the sharks.
I would pay every dollar in my bank account to see you swim with the sharks and then see the sharks do what they do.
Just covered in chum.
Indeed.
CHUM.
That's you.
C-U-M.
You chum bucket.
Yeah.
I also have a lot of work projects coming up, so I might not have much free time for a while. Good, so you can do less of your narcissistic BS. I have some big plans for the coming days. Hopefully, there won't be any problems, but I'll update you next time, to which there is no next time.
Okay, so here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to do exactly what I told you to do with Game of Thrones, where you make up your own ending.
Yep.
Here's the ending.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Give it to me.
They end up going to Europe, all of them together, right?
Yes.
Austria, Switzerland, whatever. They're going on a ski trip, right? The wife skis away with the children on a clandestine mission and actually skis so well that her family has no choice but to take her back in because they can't deny her raw talent as a skier. They see her shredding on the slope so hard with both of her children, all 3 of them balanced on her shoulders, like in a triangle position, right? So it's really impressive. So that wins the family back. Now the family's talking to them.
Yep.
And they do the entire, separation and divorce proceedings in Europe, which means that OP, who's a demon, evil monster, who needs shout out to the therapist, by the way, for manipulating and gaming him.
She did a great job.
Like,
she did exactly what you said.
She knew
It worked.
exactly what to say to this D-bag to get him to be like, yeah, I think I like going to therapy.
Yeah.
And it's, but so, yeah, end of the story, they skied off in a perfect pyramid back into the wife's, European family, and they will be happy forever.
That's it. OP's gone. OP gets lost in an avalanche.
OP gets lost
buried
in an
by
avalanche.
trillions of tons of snow.
And then he gets transported to a dimension where the air is just too hot. all
And
the time.
thin.
You have to breathe
The air
hot
burns.
fire air.
Yeah. The air, it's not hot enough to burn you, but it's
Yes.
always hot enough to just be perpetually uncomfortable. Like
yeah.
it hurts, but it's not burning you, but it just hurts. Everything hurts.
Yeah.
He was transported to the dimension of pain.
Dude, great. It's
Um,
amazing. It's beautiful.
and OP's ex-wife gets married to Shaun White.
Dude, and then they shred into the sunset.
They shred off into the sunset.
They shred in the sunset. He's
Mhm.
the best stepfather ever.
Mhm.
Kids go into the X Games, become the next generation of X Games champions.
Absolutely.
And they're awesome. And they shred together as a family unit.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Mhm. There's a documentary about it.
Dakota, great ending. Great ending. Guys, let's go to Riley's camera and do a big group hug to heal our souls to close this out.
Let's do it.
Get over there. Get over there, boys. Stand up, Riley.
Hey, Angie, I love you. Yeah.
We did it. We did it. Shaking the cameras. All right, boys. Let's do this. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.